One of the most impactful customer stories that aligns with certainly when I first stepped into my current role was we have a large industry leading technology forward manufacturing company. And this is an organization with multiple locations across the United States, have a temporary workforce at each location from 50 to about 100. In addition to that workforce, have a large corporate workforce with temporary employees, lots of full-time employees. And there was a lot of work to be done at the beginning on the quality and effectiveness of their production workforce. Turnover was high, turnover was too fast, or at least it felt that way. And there was a lot of what our customers tell us was noise, a lot of noise coming from the production floor, a lot of noise about the quality of work, and a lot of noise from the employees who were there about the experience that they were having. Naturally, being able to step in, you can't always measure noise when you hear it, but you can start to measure some data to see what's creating that noise, what's driving this, what particular places is it coming from. And by quickly addressing some of those points and just looking at turnover, we were able to identify some training gaps and some potential experience issues on how individuals were onboarded and started their journey and started their work for this organization. By understanding that a large percentage of turnover was happening within the first 7 to 14 days, in the first 1 to 2 weeks, we were able to quickly identify maybe there's a training issue. In addition, maybe there's a misalignment on the type of worker that's coming in, what their expectations are, and how they're matching up to the job. And so by digging into that type of information, we were able to really partner closely together. I'll say that word partner can't be understated enough to make change on a workforce level. It truly takes two dedicated parties to work together to make an impact and create a much more beneficial experience. We're able to own up to some of the misalignment that may have happened on the recruiting side and reset candidate profile, then create the right job preview for the individuals coming in, understand the best way to assess their skills, and honestly, what is going to be an enjoyable experience for them when they get to work, and help align that and find the right transferable skills. And then when they get in, understand the right training process, deployment onto the production floor, give some of that feedback to the supervisors on how they can engage workers early on and really understand, okay, hey, what types of changes are happening in that turnover within the first 1 to 2 weeks? Is something happening? Is it getting lower? Are people telling us they're having a better experience? And then ultimately, is then production going up? Is the workforce more efficient? Is the quality improving? But picking out a couple of metrics early on to say, great, how can we impact turnover within the first 1 week? That was one that we could focus on really quickly. And when we felt we got to a point and said, hey, I think there's a handle on it, great. Let's move to 30 days. How can we look at turnover within the first 30 days and make an impact? Okay. Then once we feel there, how can we look at quality on the line? So we were able to pick out a few key metrics at the beginning to make an impact and slowly but surely get to a place where we felt, or at least we were seeing and hearing better quality of work, going back and listening to the noise, but then also measuring it too and seeing improvements along the way, seeing a more engaged workforce, seeing the customer and employee satisfaction scores go up, and really feeling like the data is telling us that there is improvement being made, and then being able to move on to the next one. So this was an organization that was able to achieve record-breaking production through several of those periods of time, hit financial goals, grow as an organization, and really make an impact on their own industry from there. So that's a big win for us when we see a news article about record-breaking financials, because that means it's a good win for all of us.